Hey folks, Lane here. Hello, ladies, gaydies, theydies, zadies, and miscreants. So we're talking about freedom tonight. I'm gonna get right to the point. I've got two short stories. First, last August, a friend of mine invites me over to her patio party for her birthday. It's Shrek themed. So I wear a green dress I've worn just for special occasions. It's a party dress. And they get there, and I am wearing these Shrek ears around my head. It is very goofy looking, and it's, I get dropped off. People drop me off are like, what time's the party start? I was like 3, and I said, don't worry, I'll get there for 5. They're like, no, you get there at 3. It's 2 other people there. Two people other than me for the first 90 minutes. So we're drinking. They're drinking. I can't touch it because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, I was like, oh God. It's just, we're outside on the patio. It's a nice summer day. But you can't drink anything, Lane. Because people find out your big dark secret. And then I realized, oh my God. What is my big dark secret? You can't drink because of it, but have you ever really thought about it? What is it? And then I think about how I look. I'm like, oh, I see. I don't drink alcohol because I'm afraid that people find out I'll have a loose tongue and they'll find out I'm not a guy. Yeah. Me in the green dress, nice face of makeup, Shrek ears on. I'm worrying about, people find out I'm not a guy. That horse has left the building. Yeah, so I had a hard lemonade, and that was the first time I ever drank. And they're like, oh, some of my friends came in later, and they're like, when reasonable people go to a party, and they're like, oh my God, you corrupted Lane. She's drinking. What did you do? And they're like, Lane doesn't drink? And I was like, yeah, about that. That's one story. But I found freedom in being myself. And that matters so much. Okay, second story, real quick. So last April, Trans Day of Visibility, I was with NEPA Stands Up and a bunch of other people in Harrisburg. We had a rally in the Rotunda. And then after that, we went outside. We didn't go outside. We went to Senate office. And I went to Mike Flynn's office. He is the esteemed senator. And, my boss took point for the first 2 legislative meetings because he's a pro. He knows what the hell he's doing. But I tell him, I was like, yeah, we have constituents there from those counties, but let me take this one because I know Mike Flynn. I do front of house for the Shakes Festival. He sees me. He sees the stuff I wear. I wear nice, fun clothes to scam people's tickets. So I tell him he's on the floor. He's good. I think he's voting for SB 9, which is a bill banning trans kids from participating in sports in school as themselves. And that bill's fucking awful. The vote is on May 5th, so when I actually give this speech, I'll know whether or not he flipped on this. And so I'm talking to the aide, and she's very polite and very courteous. And I introduce myself, say, hey, here's how I know Mike. And he needs to vote no on this because trans kids deserve better. They deserve to be themselves in public schools. They need to be themselves and be safe in that. And if they can't participate in sports and they can't participate in extracurriculars and be themselves, they're going to get so much harassment because I went through it, because everyone could tell I was queer when I was in, primary school, middle school, high school. Everybody knew. I didn't know because I went through conversion therapy and it sucked. And I hated my body And if I was able to feel good about my body, I could have participated in sports. And there are trans kids today, they know who they are. And they want to do sports as themselves, and they can't. And they need to have that freedom to be themselves. And I was pissed off constituent. I knew going into that meeting I was going to be pissed off, and she was going to feel my anger because I was pissed off for these kids. And she's listening to me, and I'm looking at her face, and she is not polite office aide listening to constituents being angry. She has real pain on her face, and she's holding up her phone, and I see on her phone it's this Lisa Frank rainbow thing. I'm like, oh my god, wow. And then I see a sticker on, and I see the sticker says protect trans kids, and I see 5 or 6 photos, family photos, on her desk. I don't look at them too close because this all happens in like 3-4 seconds. And I realized real fast, oh my god, she is a trans kid. Oh, I am going off hard on her. And I pivot. I just pivot my attitude and I say, look, you know, we know there's one person in this office who thinks this bill's a good idea. You told me that. I can tell what you're trying to do. I see what you're doing in this office. And I see what you're doing, and I know you care, and I know you're on our side. And we're going to get a bunch of letters out there, but I really implore you. And we did get letters out there, by the way. I got like 8 or 9 letters sent between people I know. Thanks, everybody who did. But yeah, so it's... instead of being in the office and being pissed off constituent, which I'm sure she's seen so many, I was compassionate Lane. I was a human being to her, and I saw what I was doing, and I had to change it up. And I realized freedom for caring about others, it's something that requires constant vigilance. Being trans means we fuck with the expectations of Christian fascists and techno-fascists. But freedom doesn't absolve us of being decent human beings and giving a damn about the people in front of us as well as the people who we're fighting for. Because it turns out you don't know who you're talking to. That's freedom for you. Peace out.